Till when are you going to stay broke? You know what the good part of this question is? The good news is that you are the one that fully decides the answer to this question. You are the one that decides. You see, when you wake up, you are able to change your life. You are able to turn it all around. The situation that you are in right now. Maybe you are in a good situation, but there's a big likelihood that you aren't, because that's just most people. So if I were to speak generally here, till when are you going to stay broke is a valid question for you watching this video right now. You got the answer to this. We only take action in accordance to the urgency that we feel that something needs to change. So if you don't want to be broke anymore, the number one way to change the situation is to convince yourself and create a sense of urgency on why you do need the money. Maybe you've gotten a surprise bill once before, so you know how that feels like. And we call them surprise bills, but we shouldn't call them surprise bills because they come all the time. It's not that much of a surprise. It's very expected, right? It isn't unexpected at all. Medical bills, maybe from your end or a family member. Maybe you're realizing how much stuff is becoming more expensive when you compare, the $10 that you used to go in the grocery stores with in the past. It used to get you like a full basket of food and everything. And nowadays it, barely gets you a couple of things. Like, it's really crazy. Right now, when I walk into a grocery store, I just get a couple of small things and, I've already spent over $30. And in the past, this used to be very different. So, surprise bills, being able to buy yourself a house, a nice car, being able to get the best quality food, being able to build yourself perhaps a home where you can escape to if, shit goes down in the Matrix and fucking zombie apocalypse happens or whatever. Whatever it is, find your reason. Find a reason why you need the money that you're setting yourself up to make. Because if you don't have the reason what you're gonna actually do with that money, you won't take the necessary action in order to get that money. You won't have the motivation, the drive to get you there. You won't be magnetized to achieve that particular thing. Maybe you want to hang out with certain types of people. Maybe you want to travel to certain parts of the world. I want you to go and look up how expensive that is actually going to be. Like booking in a hotel that looks nice, going to that country that you want to go to. And go ahead and look up how necessary it is to live that lifestyle. And then you are going to find a reason to make that money. And that's also the exercise that I want to give you here is I want you to go ahead and visualize that optimal life that you have for yourself, that lifestyle. Which country are you? Which car? Which house? And I want you to go ahead and look up all of those things. Look up how expensive is the car. Okay, write that down. How expensive is the house? Okay, how much monthly are you gonna have to allocate to be able to afford that house? Which country are you living in? What kind of how often do you go out eating? What activities are you doing? Do you have kids? Do you have a wife? Do you have a husband? Write down all of those different expenses, and then you're like, okay, this is my optimal life. And then you know how much it's gonna cost you to be able to afford that life. So go ahead and write that down in the comments down below. And I'm really curious to see what is that optimal lifestyle that you guys have, and how expensive is it to live that life. And then we're gonna create some urgency in this way in order for you to start generating some money for yourself to be able to achieve that. And we're going to do that by learning the skill of sales, high ticket closing, by you following this course, implementing everything that I'm telling you, and we are going to be able to crush that goal of yours, which you want to get to. Whatever that number is, know that whatever it is realistic to achieve with high ticket sales. Watch our case studies And then it will become very clear to you that it is very realistic. Think about Ryan, who's hitting over 30K. Think about Daniel, who's hitting 12K. Francie, who's hitting 13K. Herman, who's hitting over 16K. All of these numbers, I mean in dollars, and they are monthly as well. And you can do that as well. And you can also have more modest numbers that you're making, like 6K, 7K per month, if that is also what you are aiming for. So go ahead. I'm really looking forward to seeing the lifestyle that you have in mind down below.